So I don't know how many of you guys know who Sneako is, but, he's this young creator, and people liked him, especially when he was younger, because he just seemed like genuinely curious, and he's an interesting guy, and very, down to earth in a sense. But what happened recently is that he sort of went down a bad path because he fell into this whole, manosphere, red pill bullshit, and a lot of his content ended up going in that direction. I believe he was friends or is still friends with Nick Fuentes, and so also sort of flirts with that Groyper bullshit, if not outright is a Groyper. But it's an interesting video here because here he announces he's basically leaving the red pill. He's done with the manosphere bullshit. And that's interesting, and I think it speaks to the times that we're in. So let's watch and we'll break it down.
The whole idea of the red pill is dead. It's over. It was never even clearly defined. People would call you red pill if you were a Christian, if you're a Muslim, if you were speaking about feminism, if you were Manosphere, if you were an atheist in Miami with a sleeve tattoo and botted 500K followers. The red pill became this vague idea loosely attached to anybody speaking about conspiracy theories and masculinity. It became this niche idea that anybody could latch onto for a hint of clout, very quickly turned into a cesspool of some of the biggest leeches, weirdos, and dorks on the internet.
You cannot say he's wrong. You cannot say he's wrong. He's 100% right. Look, I'm an OG, right? I'm 37 years old. And so I've been online for a long time, probably much longer than Sneako. He's definitely in his 20s. At least I think he is. And I remember when I was, growing up, there was this community online called the Pickup Artists. And the Pickup Artists, that was the first iteration of the Manosphere. But the Pickup Artists, it was just about hey, here's how you should try to talk to women to get them to go on a date with you. And so it seems in retrospect, it seems a lot less harmful in a sense because they don't go all the way with this fully fleshed out ideology of these bitches are hoes and you got to treat them like shit. And it doesn't go that far. It just says, hey, here's how you can try to get women to talk to you. Here's strategies and tips to try to come across as very smooth and likable and stuff like that. And so you could see how that shit evolved. But now, yeah, what he's saying is, it's just the worst people in the country that are attracted to this and are fucking influencers in that space. And it's time people just say it.
People who preach about being a real man and stand on absolutely nothing except for their fake Instagram following. I used to hold a lot of resentment because I helped a lot of these people who were poor, people who needed defending, people who needed a platform. I was there because I saw a lot of truth in it. At the time, the woke feminism craziness went so far, the red pill was the autocorrection to bring it back into the middle. But the resentment starts when so many of those people that I helped defended all this stuff, they ended up snaking me more than any of the liberals.
What a surprise. So the red pill people, the manosphere people, were objectively worse people than liberals and leftists. Huh. Who could have seen that one coming?
But they ended up snaking me more than any of the liberals. The people that I'm supposed to be up against ideologically have ended up showing some graciousness, have admitted that they were wrong. While the red pill influencers, they turned on me for a hint of clout. Because it's not really about masculinity. It's not really about teaching people... I'm not even in the way, man. Because it's not really about masculinity and saying what's right. Most of it is insecurity projected into the camera and a mic.
Ooh, that's bars. It's insecurity projected into the camera and a mic. That is exactly what the manosphere shit is. It's exactly what it is. To create a whole fucking community off of, manosphere bullshit and basically treating women like shit and believing that they're hoes and being obsessed with body count and shit like that. I mean, that just screams insecurity, bro. The best advice I can give to any young man out there, right, is develop yourself as a person in order to become attractive to the opposite sex, right? Getting a job is great, but also a huge thing is just having a hobby, having things you like, having things you care about, having things you like, you're excited to wake up to do those things. And it could be fucking anything. It could be anything. It could be a sport. It could be a job. It could be, it could be fucking board games. It could be video games. It can be anything that really gets you going, really drives you. And if you develop yourself as a person in that way, then you will naturally become more attractive to other people because it's not like your whole being is weighted on any individual interaction you have with a member of the opposite sex, right? If you put too much pressure on that, then you're gonna fuck it up. If you're not developed in other ways and you try to go out on a date, but you don't have a hobby, you don't have a job, you don't have things that you care about that keep you grounded, then it's never gonna work because you're gonna be in your own head, you're gonna be too nervous, and you're gonna put too much of your self-worth waited on that moment with that individual in that time, right? And so and the manosphere thing is like almost like feeding into the worst way to deal with the opposite sex. Like, let's just be obsessed with the opposite sex. Let's be obsessed with being a high value male and like, dressing a certain way and portraying a certain thing. And it's just very narcissistic and gross. It's just gross.
Masculinity and saying what's right. Most of it is insecurity projected into the camera and a mic. Ultimately, the biggest mistake being part of the red pill manosphere wasn't really the ideology. The biggest mistake were being around people who are full of shit. If I were to ever do an apology video, it would be for being associated with these leeches. You don't need to follow this. Red pill is dead. Follow God.
Well, I'm not religious, so I that last part, no. But basically apologizing for being affiliated with the red pill, being affiliated with the manosphere. Props on that. Now, I don't know. You guys tell me. You can put in the comment section below. Is he still like Groyper-ish? Is he still Nick Fuentes-like? Because, that's the next one that you'll have an awakening about soon enough, is that's also bullshit. That these, like, edgy white nationalist communities, like, it's goofball shit. It really is, And, but if he's shown the ability to grow and learn and get out of that manosphere bullshit, then it could be the same thing with the Groypers eventually. But also, let's be clear, too, that well sort of has dried up, hasn't it? In the sense that, like, it's not cool anymore, it's not popular anymore, nobody likes it anymore to do that style of content. So, like, when that well dries up, are you just going to move on to the next thing, the next fucking fad? And I don't want to be too hard on him. He's a young guy. Maybe he's just trying to find himself and what he believes in, shit like that. But certainly jumping from one thing to another thing to another thing, one fad to another, it's possible. And that would also be fucking bad if you were to do that. But it's good. And this is probably an indication of others who are his age, who've had similar evolutions, who are growing out of the manosphere shit. In the same way that people of my age, at one point, they might have been into the pickup artist shit and they grew out of the pickup artist shit. But you just hope that all of these fads, they crash and burn before they do too much damage, right? Don't fuck the country up too fucking bad. But unfortunately, we have a lot of fucking little Andrew Tate demon wannabes running around, treating women like shit in fucking, like, 6th grade. And that shit's got to stop. That shit's got to stop. And I'm sorry, but a lot of these young men need basically a stern father figure in their life who can put them in their place and tell them snot-nosed little fucking brat weasels that you're acting like a prick and nobody likes you and is ever going to like you if this is how you are. So, anyway, shout out to Sneako for getting out of the red pill, but let's see if he'll also get out of the Groyper shit, if he's in it as much as I think he may be. I say that because I saw he did like a video with Nick in New York City recently. So, but he'll learn. He'll learn. Nazi shit is just as more evil and more cringe even than the fucking manosphere shit. And you'll see that people in that realm as well are total fucking snakes and con men and freaks. That they're not actually interested. Here's the thing, right? If you're looking for meaning in your life, here's another thing. Apart from just getting better yourself individually. Also, try to create a better world, right? Like, that radical idea. Try to actually make the world a better place through whatever means it may be, whether it's through charity or volunteering or supporting left-wing movements to try to get people healthcare and get people, education and get people college and get higher wages, join a union, something like that. Like, I never understood people who want to get involved in politics, but at the end of the day, their goal is not improving lives. I just didn't get it. I don't get that. Why would you get involved in politics basically as a pure hater? I hate this group, I hate that group, I hate women, I hate gays, I hate Muslims, I hate Jews, I hate this, I hate that. I just don't understand that. Like, the whole idea of politics is supposed to be, how do we organize society to make it function as smoothly as possible? And obviously on that front, everybody should be treated fucking equally, and people should have their economic rights. People should have their basic fucking needs met. And so, it'll happen. It brings me hope. The fucking midterm elections brings me hope, and now seeing shit like this brings me hope that a lot of these lost young men are going to wake up and realize the truth, that you can work on yourself, you can get better, you can get a hobby, you can get a job, and also your politics can be about improving everybody's life, including your own. And have the self-respect to realize we should have free college. You shouldn't be in fucking student loan debt like a lot of these people are, right? We should have free healthcare. You shouldn't have fucking medical bills that your family goes bankrupt with, as unfortunately many people fucking do. Right? You should have higher wages. You shouldn't work a full-time job and not make enough money to survive. Your struggle is linked with everybody else's struggle. And that's what left politics is about. Let's all come together. Let's all make everything better. And that's the only reason you should be involved in politics. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.